everybody! I'm here today with a simple driving lesson on turning the wheel for the driving test. Now, the purpose of this lesson is to help you pass the driving test. So let's get right into the video. I'm just going to be driving around the neighborhood, demonstrating my wheel turning maneuvers, and I'm going to be telling you what to focus on for your wheel turning maneuvers for the purposes of passing the driving test. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you have smooth movements. So if you take a look as I make this turn right here, you're going to see that essentially I'm having very smooth movements. The movements of the steering wheel are very smooth. They're not like extra, to the right, to the left, extra tough. They're very smooth. Even when you're just generally steering like this, they're going to be smooth. And actually, right now as I'm filming this video, there's some snow on the road. So my steering wheel movements have to be smooth. Very simple. So as you can see, and the way that this is achieved is with practice. The more that you practice, the better that you're gonna be with actually turning the wheel smoothly. The second thing is actually the precision turning amount. Check out as I turn this wheel, like I know basically how much to turn it. I'm not oversteering and then correcting or understeering and then correcting. As I turn the wheel, I know how much to turn it. And once again, the key to that is practice, but I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. The goal should be to practice turning the steering wheel at a slow speed first, because that's going to give you the precision. And then you can take that same precision and you can apply it to a faster speed. So as you can see right there, smooth movements, precise turning radius, okay? Once again, you just gotta practice. Get into an empty parking lot, steer around there for like 2 hours, you're gonna get better. Do the same thing the next day and the next day. By the time you've done that 5-6 times, you're gonna be absolutely great at turning the steering wheel and knowing how much to turn it. Now, the next thing that you gotta focus on are micro adjustments, and I'll show you what those are. I just did them right there. So that means that we're not robots, we're humans. So when we turn the steering wheel, we don't know exactly how much to turn it. We know to the 99th percentile degree how much to turn it. But you make little micro adjustments, little tiny movements throughout the steering wheel turning process, and that is essentially what allows you to make that turn pretty much perfect. So you want to make sure that you're turning the wheel smoothly with precise movements, but then you're not afraid to make those tiny little adjustments as you're turning the wheel. So check this out. I'm turning the wheel. Here's a micro adjustment. I just did it right there. Here's another one. I turned the wheel slightly throughout the duration of the turn. I made a micro adjustment as I was turning the steering wheel. Okay, the next thing that you have to focus on to help you pass is proper steering style. Now, if you take a look, I tend to use hand over hand steering, just like I'm doing right there. That's hand over hand steering. And that is what we use where I live, right? That is what I've been taught to use. But in some places, they will require you to use push-pull steering, which is a little bit of a different style. It's going to look something like this over here. This would be push-pull steering, like this. Okay, it's going to look a bit different. So if that's what they require you to use where you live, then make sure you're using that. Other places, if you're shifting gears throughout the turn, you might have to use one-handed steering. So use the steering style that you deem as being appropriate, comfortable, and safe for yourself, but also make sure you're using that steering style that is sort of like required, or that they recommend using where you live. The next thing is proper hand placement. Your hands should be balanced on the steering wheel, okay? What you don't want to do is drive like this, or like this, or like this. Nothing like that. Your hands have to be balanced. Think about your steering wheel as a clock. Your hands have to be equidistant from both sides of that clock. Very simple and straightforward. In addition, the speed of your steering wheel turn is very important. I can't, even, especially while driving in the snow, I can't turn the wheel too fast. I'm going to spin out. I'm going to lose control, right? You got to make sure that the speed in which you're turning the steering wheel is appropriate. So very, very important. Know how fast you have to turn that wheel. Also, the proper grip and tightness of your hands on the wheel is important. If your steering wheel grip is too tight, your movements are going to be very like pa, 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 like staccato, right? So I would be like this. if my grip was too tight. Okay, if my grip was too loose, I wouldn't be able to control the wheel, right? So you got to have that perfect in between. A nice firm grip on the steering wheel, but loose elbows and loose shoulders that would allow you to turn the wheel. And essentially that is it. Those are by far the most important things when it comes to turning the wheel for the driving test. Very, very important. And I really hope that you've enjoyed this video and hopefully it helped you pass. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.